disproportionately affects people of lower incomes. That's all agreed. Question is, what do we do about it? We're arguing about something fairly distantly in the future, it seems, and there's something we could do today. So I'll put forward two ideas, and since we have at least three advocates there very strongly for free markets, the OPEC cartel manipulates the market. They set targets for production, supply, and prices. We had testimony here about a month ago that even if the U.S. could miraculously tomorrow increase its production by 20%, million barrels a day, you were talking about 1 million barrels a day, it would have no impact because OPEC would drop production by 1 million barrels a day, just like they picked it up when Libya came off the market. They've got that flexibility. They do that. I urge the Bush administration, Clinton first, Bush, and now Obama, to file a complaint in OPEC because they are violating the WTO. 4 countries are members who are in OPEC. The WTO says you cannot manipulate supply unless it's for conservation purposes, and clearly these Saudi Arabia and other countries are not conserving the oil. They're manipulating the market. Would any or all of you support such a complaint? Do you think that's a good idea?
Sure.
I see one head nodding. How about the other?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Great.
I'll sign a letter to that effect.
All right, good. All right. How about you, Ms. Borelli?
Well, we shouldn't be relying on foreign
No, but I mean,
sources.
just I asked the U.S. Chamber of Commerce about this, and they wouldn't go there. I mean, can't we say that the United States of America should file a complaint on behalf of our consumers and our businesses against market manipulation by Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, and other friends of ours?
Absolutely.
Good, thank you. All right, now, we got agreement on one thing. That could have a pretty good and shorter-term impact. Now, secondly, and if we did produce more domestic oil, then they couldn't manipulate the price and offset our production. Okay, here's the other one, much more immediate than that. Yesterday, the Commodities Future Trading Commission filed a complaint from way back in 2008 against market manipulation against a couple of energy companies. And in the modern-day world, Goldman Sachs says that there's a premium of between $21 and $26 per barrel because of energy speculators. That's 60 to 80 cents a gallon. Would you, any of you, Ms. Borelli, I'd start with you, would you support restrictions on this sort of speculative trading, the sort of restrictions we had in place before the Enron Amendment was adopted?
To place, I'm sorry, say the question again?
We have something called the Enron Amendment. It's been partially modified but not implemented in the financial reform of last year regarding speculators in the market versus hedgers. The world's divided between, it used to be 30% speculators, 70% hedgers due to the Enron Amendment and other changes of law. It's 70% speculators, and Goldman Sachs says we're paying about 60 to 80 cents more per gallon because of pure speculative activity. Would those be elites, those speculators? Would those be people who are robbing, the poor, who are distorting our economy? They're speculating.
Well, I see anyone who is speculating. Basically, President Obama has sounded the alarm that energy costs will skyrocket. So clearly, what side of the market would a person in the market be on if they know that energy costs are going to go up?
Well, in this case, in the Parnon case, what they did is they cornered the market. They made it look tight. Then they bet short, and they dumped their oil at the end of the month. So there's a lot of ways to manipulate the market. What I'm saying is if we could save 60 to 80 cents per gallon by regulating the market and restricting it to people who have a legitimate end use for the product, like we used to do, would you support that, or do you think we should just continue to pay 60 to 80 cents more so people can speculate?
I think speculating is part of what happens with the market in general.
Sure. Okay, you're right. Anybody else want to get 60 to 80 cents tomorrow, a week from today, helping the American people, helping the boaters and others by regulating the billionaire speculators on Wall Street?
Is that the speculators, yeah, 60 to, is that how much you guys tax each gallon of gas?
The United States government taxes at 18.4 cents per gallon, so the speculators are adding 4 times that.
Okay.
And I would say that the money we invest in the nation's infrastructure is perhaps better used than the money that goes to some Wall Street hedge fund speculator who only pays a 15% rate.
I'm against those speculators just like I'm against OPEC.
Good.
Trying to set the price. But also, we should also, I'll sign that letter, but I will also have a provision in that it says we need to get on with production of our natural resources.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Mr.